Hello my fellow Welt lovers. Okay, deep breath. This one's big, like, potentially game-changing levels of big. Because we just got new leaks on not just one, not two, but 4 upcoming characters that might actually reshape how teams are built from the ground up in Honkai Star Rail. I'm talking about Hizelins, Etifia, also known as Dark March 7th, Cyrene, and the surprisingly cracked support unit Saridra. And let me tell you, these kits are looking less like regular updates and more like entire roadmap pivots. New attack types, mechanics we've never seen before, AoE RMC effects, meme-worthy jellyfish, single-turn mega buffs. It's a lot. So, as always, make sure to subscribe if you want to keep riding the leak roller coaster with me. And remember, all of this info is subject to change because leaks are leaks and Hoyo loves to keep us guessing. Alright, let's go. Topping up in Genshin or Star Rail can get expensive, and let's be honest, we've all seen those in-game prices and wished they were just a bit lower. Well, that's exactly what LDShop is here for. This is LDShop, the official top-up platform developed by the LD Player Emulator Group. It lets you top up your favorite games like Genshin Impact and Star Rail at huge discounts, up to 23% off or more. And yeah, it's super easy to use. All you need is your server and UID, and your top-up will show up in-game within just a few minutes. It's safe, reliable, and used by thousands of players. You can even compare prices, for example, something like the Supply Pass or a 6480 Stellar Jade Bundle. It's way cheaper here than in-game. If you register using my link, you'll get a 10% off coupon and an extra 5% off coupon, which can save you up to $50 on your first top-ups. Plus, LDShop gives you the same first top-up bonus you get in-game, so you're not missing out on anything. And if you're planning to spend more, here's a bonus. If you spend over $80, you'll unlock VIP status, which gives you a free supply pass and more perks. So if you're looking to save while still getting everything you normally would in-game, just use the link in the description and get Hysilens while saving more. Let's start with Hizelins, because she's the most straightforward in her intentions, and by straightforward, I mean she wants to completely obliterate a single enemy with damage over time effects. No hybrid support stuff, no janky synergy puzzles. This is a pure, high-pressure, single-target dealer who is clearly being designed to finally complete Kafka's dream comp. For a long time now, Kafka players have been living in this weird limbo where their main carry wants to detonate dots, but the only really efficient way to set those up was either spreading them via Black Swan or relying on Acheron for big AoE triggers. That worked great in mobs, but when you're up against one giant boss with 1,000,000 HP bars, it fell apart. That's where Hizelins comes in. She's focused, she's specialized. She's everything a Kafka main has been begging for. Now here's the catch. Her synergy with Black Swan is still a giant question mark. It's totally possible their kits overlap awkwardly, with conflicting debuff types or mismatched setups. But from what we know so far, Hizelins is here to tunnel vision on a single target and apply dots at a rate that makes bosses sweat. It's not clear yet how many of those dots she can stack, or if she has any bonus detonation effects like Kafka herself, but what is clear is that if you've already built Kafka and you're looking for someone to help you laser a weekly boss into oblivion, she's the one. Now, let's move on to the real chaos gremlin of this update, Dark March 7th. Yes, that's real. She's getting a full 5-star Ice Element Remembrance form in patch 3.6, and her kit looks like it was cooked up in a lab dedicated to breaking old combat formulas. She's no longer a support. This isn't shield spamming March anymore. This is a full-on DPS built around a brand new concept, targeting exactly 2 enemies. Not single target, not AoE, not blast, just 2 enemies. It's a weird little in-between category that we've never seen before, and it might actually end up defining its own meta niche. Think about those Abyss scenarios where you've got 2 elites on the field and don't want to waste blast damage on a third. March can now specifically hit both without overspreading her value. But that's not even the weirdest part of her kit. Dark March doesn't charge her ultimate with energy like normal units. Instead, she builds stacks through the actions of her memo sprites. Yes, she has memo sprites, as an actual separate combat entities that act on their own, perform attacks, or support abilities. And when they act, she gains stacks. Get enough stacks and boom, her ULT triggers, sending her into an enhanced state. In that form, her basic attack becomes a blast hit, and she starts spending charges to unleash enormous AoE skill damage. It's like a mini transformation that rewards you for building a team around these summoned memo sprite mechanics. That leads perfectly into Cyrene, who might be the most supportive remembrance unit we've seen to date. Her entire kit is built around amplifying the effectiveness of memo sprites, which means she's pretty much a walking enabler for Dark March. She creates a field, similar to Caster's territory, and within that field, your Memo Sprite allies get a huge boost. The buffs are rumored to apply to your entire team, but the big kicker is that she can boost true damage output, which is the holy grail of damage types since it bypasses a lot of defensive mechanics. Cyrene doesn't deal damage herself. She's not that kind of unit. She's here to enable, amplify, and empower. That means her best pairings are going to be with units like March 7th's new form, Castorice, and potentially even future Memo Sprite-based characters. You drop her field, you boost the whole team, and then you let your actual carries go to town. She's the kind of character that makes niche comps viable, and maybe even busted. The synergy potential here is huge, and if her buffs scale well, she could become a remembrance staple even outside of freeze comps. And now, let's talk about Saridra. You want broken one-turn burst damage? You want to make Phanon and Archer even more insane than they already are? You pick this woman. Her ultimate is a short-duration mega buff. It only lasts one turn, but it targets both the character and their Memo Sprite. That's right, dual buffs. And the numbers? Allegedly huge. There's a trade-off though. It costs a lot of energy. Thankfully, her light cone has already leaked, and it's basically a band-aid for that energy issue. It gives her a chunk of energy at the start of the battle, and then passively boosts her regen throughout the fight. It's like the dev said, yeah, she's expensive to run, but if you buy the cone, we'll make it work. So how does she fit into teams? The obvious picks are Phanon and Archer. Phanon's whole identity is one-turn mega nukes during his transformation state. Saridra gives him everything he needs to go from cracked to downright busted. Same for Archer. His Circuit Connect state wants to compress as much damage as possible into a short window, and that one-turn buff means he can dump everything in one go before anyone even gets a chance to move. Plus, the speed boost Saridra offers through her talent? That's just the cherry on top. It lets burst carries outspeed enemies, go first, and potentially start an entire loop of destruction. The downside? Saridra's buffs are short-lived, so she's not great for standard, long-rotation teams. If you're running Blade or Firefly or Ratio, you probably want someone with longer buff uptime. But in her niche, burst comps, she's not just good, she's potentially broken. If you like building comps around one-turn kills and nuclear damage windows, you need her. So here's the takeaway. We're staring down a patch cycle that's redefining the meta from multiple angles. Hizelins is giving Kafka comps the single-target boss killer they've needed for over a year. Dark March is literally inventing a new attack type and building a playstyle around summon sprite mechanics. Cyrene is stepping in as the long-awaited team-wide remembrance buffer, and Saridra is redefining what short burst support looks like for top-tier DPS characters. It's not just power creep, it's combat evolution. Whole new mechanics. Whole new archetypes. Now tell me, who are you pulling for? Are you ready to double down on remembrance with Cyrene and March? Are you down bad for Saridra's speed-boosting, mega-buffing madness? Or are you, like me, planning to waste every jade you own chasing Hizelins just to finally make Kafka feel complete? Let me know in the comments. We're all broke together, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'll catch you next time with more breakdowns, rerun speculation, and, if we're lucky, some actual gameplay previews of these chaotic new kits. Until then, stay hyped, stay broke, and remember, Memo Sprites are the future.